Good day, professors and external examining team. My name is Mr. Charlton Uwa Agbekai, commonly just referred to as Mr. Charlton. Um, I'm going to be doing this for the module known as Teaching IT in the senior phase. I want to also start that I already completed my practical in CAT because the school I was doing my practicals in did not have IT. So today I'm presenting the pedagogical framework and the structural design for my lesson plan of the module TMS3718. Again, I am Mr. Charlton, and this module obviously is teaching information in the FET phase. Wonderful. Okay, let's proceed. Before I detail the lesson plan or the lesson metrics, I'll formally declare that this presentation and the accompanying documents are my original work has been fully compliant with UNISA's academic integrity policies. Okay, the lesson plan that I'm presenting is especially designed for grade 12 information technology learners at the school I currently do my practical, which is Whole School Hercules. It maps directly to the National FET framework, and I am using CAPS curriculum under page 41. Under the core topic Internet Technologies, the lesson is scheduled for 1 week of term for week 1 of term 3. So basically, I've taken an ATP ahead of the curveball. Okay, now moving right along, I would say we have to focus on advanced searching concepts, local versus online data storage, client side versus server side execution, and output formatting. Most of this concept that I'm currently introducing to the class, if we look at it, are actually theoretical concepts. So I would prefer not to sit on the machines while explaining this, but to actually use a blackboard, which is the case in Hercules High. But if there's a whiteboard marker, we can also use that too. Okay, now moving right along to the lesson objectives. But yeah, we are going to be introducing some IDEs. The time allocation for this lesson is a double period of 90 minutes inside our computer laboratory, and obviously it can extend. To guarantee an aligned instructional part, I have formulated 3 explicitly learning objectives based on the revised Bloom's taxonomy. The first one is the cognitive domain. Learners must define and differentiate between semantic search, mediated search, and SEO mechanism, while distinguishing client-side processing from server-side execution engines. The second, in practical domain, learners must apply syntax rule to manage browser cookies, write a structural XML layout, and apply CSS styles to format web interfaces. Thirdly, in the high-order collaborative domain, learners must analyze a multi-tier pipeline and isolate data failures and construct a functional dynamic prototype linking JavaScript, Ajax, PHP, and SQL. Okay, now in terms of moving further, how do we get further? Okay, now I want us to take a phase 2 approach to this. So basically, we want to develop the lesson further. Let us look at the execution of the phase of the lesson plan, starting with the introduction, which we have allocated 15 minutes. We are using the principle of situated anchor learning. I display a search results layout that demonstrates the semantic search intent, then pose the authentic anchor problem to the class. When you add an item to a shopping cart, how does this system securely remember your selection? Verify with the database and update the view without refreshing the entire browser window. This activates prior knowledge regarding database structures and web protocols, which they learned in the previous term. When we then transition into the development phase for like around about 40 minutes, because this is going to be a lot and very tedious right now. Here, I would introduce the core content. I deliver a structural architectural briefing that maps client-side operations, such as local JavaScript, CSS layout rules, browser cookies, and asynchronous AJAX pipelines to server-side backends, including PHP script, XML schemas, and relational database that SQL calls. Rather than just lecturing, I will try to project this live on a projector by using a browser inspection tools, showcasing how variables move across the network before setting the learners to work on their practical tasks, because it's still a theoretical class, like I said at the start of the meeting. Okay, now the lesson execution metrics and how do we consolidate and expand opportunities. Okay, the final phase ensures a validation, reflection, and differentiation. During 15 minutes of the consolidation phase, peers engage in intense code, swap debugging sessions, so this will now be more of a practical class, using browser development tools, and then they inspect and verify responses such as headers and cookies, values in each other project. Okay? For expanded opportunities, the last 10 minutes are highly tailored to accelerated learners to receive an optimization challenge to write parameter verification. Routine prevents SQL vulnerabilities, while struggling learners are provided with structural trace table to isolate the remediate individual script steps. Okay? A core requirement of the assignment is to explicitly demonstrate how plan, personalization, and framework in our textbook says, like we make reference to the textbook Empowering Cat and IT. So, just a quick summary. Strategy 1 is system blueprint isolation through decomposition. Strategy 2 is structural algorithmic tracing. Again, we need to look at the positiveness of the learners, individual accountability. I maintain this is during my laboratory circulation loops by stopping randomly at workstations and asking individual partners to justify specific architectural steps, such as explaining how a cookie value mutates or how an SQL index passes data. Face-to-face promotive intention, social skills, group processing as well. And last but not least, in conclusion, the lesson is designed to ensure that our summative assessment indicators, the digital exit ticket, and cooperative peer checklists measure the exact learning targets we establish by grounding our lesson delivery, situated problem solving, and structured cooperative learning. We help grade 12's learners build a resilient foundation in complex web architecture. All strategies presented are systematically aligned with the UNISA curriculum guidelines and the core methodological textbook frameworks. Thank you, professors and assessors. Thank you for your time and review. Like I did mention, thank you very much.